Okay, I'm going to start with the same problem that we did last time, and I'm going to solve the same problem using what we call as the simplex method. Okay, this is called the simplex method. I think it's coming in a different way. Let me just change the, yeah. Okay, so what we'll be doing today is the simplex method, and we're going to use the same problem of model x1 and x2. Okay, so let us formulate the problem first. If we remember, the problem was like this. The problem was somewhat like this. If you remember, it was max, I'm sorry, it was z max is equal to, if you remember, it was 50x1 plus 80x2, right? And this was the objective function. This is what we call as an objective function. This is the objective of our problem. Okay. Now this is subjected to, this is written as subjected to, or you can write as the subjected to the constraints. What are the constraints that we have? The constraints that we have are 1.0x1 plus 1.5x2 is less than or equal to, if you remember, it was 600 hours. Similarly, the second one was 0.2x1 plus 0.2x2 is less than or equal to 100. Okay, and the third one was 0.0x1. Actually, this need not be written at all, but still, plus 0.1x2 is less than or equal to 30. So this is what we call as the assembly constraint. Okay, and the next one was the painting constraint. Okay, and the third one is your testing constraint. Okay, so these three are what we call as the constraints. This is the objective function, and you have to have the third one, the non-negativity function. The non-negativity function is x1 and x2 is greater than or equal to 0. So these three components are required in any linear programming: the objective function, the constraints, and the non-negativity function. This we call it as the non-negativity function. Okay, so once we have these things, now we have to formulate for solving the problem. Okay, so this is the first part of the problem. Now the second part of the problem is that in order to solve this problem, what do? We add something called slack variables. Slack variables. Okay, we add something called the slack variables. What are these slack variables? These slack variables are nothing but some of the values which we put in to make this equal to. So in order to make 1.0x1 plus 1.5x2 is equal to 600, we need to put some values out here, and this value is denoted by S, and it will be denoted by S1, S2, S3 depending on the equations. Okay, so you have S1, S2 and S3. So here I have three equations, so I'll be having S1, S2 and S3. Right.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, it's not visible anymore in the screen.
No, it is still here. I can see it out here.
No, sir. Like it's not visible. It's visible till non-negativity.
Oh,
non-negativity.
non-negativity. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
I'll
from
come back.
below that it's not visible anymore.
Yeah, I'll show that again. I'll show that. I'll come back
Yes.
again. Okay. Now
Yes.
this is out here. So here. Okay. So these are the slack variables S1, S2, and S3. Now I have to rewrite the whole thing again. Okay. So now I'm going to the second page. Okay. Is it clear? Now I have to rewrite the whole equation again by putting this slack variable, and this S1, S2, S3 again also will be put in the objective function. Okay. So that part I'll come into it. Okay. So now this is the first part. Let's go into the second part. Now second part, I'm going to rewrite the equation again. Okay, now the second part, I'm going to rewrite the equation. I'm going to start from the beginning again. Okay, so I hope you can see this. Z max is equal to 50x1 plus 80x2, and there will be some more coming in out here. Okay, so let it be out there. Now this subjected to constraints 1.0x1. Okay, 1.0x1 plus 1.5x2. Okay, now I have to add the slack variable to make it equal to 600. So the first slack variable, I put it as plus and S1, and this is equal to 600. Okay, now this S1, I have put some numbers out here, but this number has to be reflected on the objective function also. But to make it equal to this, and this number is a very small one, so to make it into 0, what do? I add out here 0 S1. Means when 0 multiplies into S1, it becomes a 0. This S1 is a very, very small number. It's a minute number like 0.000 something. Okay, so when you multiply by 0, it becomes 0, right?
Sir, your camera is little blur.
My camera is still blurred.
Yeah.
Okay, let me try to fix it. Is it okay?
Almost.
I think this is better.
Yes, sir.
It cannot be very, very clear, that's why. Okay. Anyway, I'll write bigger. Okay. So now the first equation is this. Now the second equation will be what? 0.2x1 plus 0.2x2. Okay, now I'll add the second variable, which is S2, and this is equal to 100. Okay, now since S2 is being added, so I'll add this on the objective function also. So 0 S2. Okay, so you have, now I still have one more equation to be done. The last one is 0.0x1 plus 0.1x2, and the third slack variable S3 is equal to 30. So I have to add the third slack variable also on the objective function 0 S3. Okay, so now you have all the three slack variables out here and here, here, and here also. Okay, but these slack variables also you have to write in the third part also, that is x1, x2, s1, s2, and s3. These slack variables are not less than 0. They are 0 and something more. So they are more than equal to 0. Okay. Now, I don't think you are seeing the, yeah. Okay. Now, this is the problem formulation, the second part that you have begun. Okay. We have not started the problem yet. We have to solve this problem by using something called a simplex matrix. Simplex matrix is nothing but a table which is being made, and from this table we put up these values. Okay. So let me draw the table first. So this figures we'll be using in this table. Okay. So let me draw the table. I think you guys also should draw this table. This is very, very important. Okay. So the first thing it is called, this is called simplex table 1, and you draw a line across out here. Okay, simplex table 1, and you draw a line across out here. Okay, then after this, what you do in the corner and the left hand out here, you write CJ. CJ is contribution per the jth number. Okay, now this is called CJ, and from here you draw one arrow on the right hand side and one arrow in the downward side. Okay, so please remember these steps. The first thing, you draw a line on top, then you write CJ in the corner out here, then you draw an arrow on across the row and one in the column. Okay, now once you've done this, you draw one column from this CJ. Okay, one column you draw it down, and the other one you draw across on the row. Okay, right? So then you draw a line in this column out here, then another across that. Okay, then after that, what do you do in the corner out here in the second row? In the corner out here, you write basic variable. Follow these steps and it will not be confusing. If you try to mush up, then you will not understand. So you write down basic variable. Okay, now you draw one column line below this out here. Okay, and write out here value of basic variable. Write out here value of basic variable. Okay, and after this, so first you write CJ, then draw a line across out here and column here, then in that corner you write this basic variable, then draw a column here, then value of basic variable. Okay, now from this point onwards, you draw the line from top. You bring it down here, okay, and bring it down from here, okay, and from this point onwards, you can draw a line from the basic variable also. Okay, so now these columns have every meaning out there. I'll show you what to do next. Okay, now how many x and y do we have? We have x1 and x2, right? Then how many you have? How many slack variables? You have s1, s2 and s3. So I need 5 columns out here. Okay, I need 5 columns and another one at the end, which is called ratio. Okay, so I need for x1, x2, s1, s2 and s3 and ratio. Okay, so what I have out here is you write x1, x2, s1, s2, s3 and ratio. Okay, the last one is ratio, it's not fitting in. Okay, now once you've done this, you have to put up the values. What are the values that I have to put up? You have to put up the values from the earlier table. This is the table, right? So the value of x1 you put it up, the value of x2 you put it up, and so on. So let me go by the first line. Okay, this was the first equation. Okay, so this is the first equation. So where does my slack variable lies out here? The slack variables out here. So this S1 is my basic variable. So here I write S1, and the value of basic variable is this. We transfer it out here. So you write 600 out here. Okay, then what is the value of x1? X1 is 1.0 x1, so you write 1.0, or you just can write 1 also. Similarly for x2, it is 1.5. Now what is the next one? S1. So the S1 will be transferred out here. And what do we have before S1 is actually, when there is no number, means we know that there is 1 is out there. So we write 1 out here. Is there any S2 out here? No. So you write 0. S3, 0. Okay. Now what is the value of Cj out here? That I will come to it later on. Okay. Now let's go to the second equation. Clear? So the first equation, you transfer x1, x2, s1, and the basic variable is s1, and the value of basic variable is 600 out here. Okay. Now let's go to the second equation. The second equation, x1 is how much? 0.2. x2 is how much? 0.2. s1, it does not have any s1, so it is 0. S2 is 1, S3 is 0. And what is the value of basic variable? It is 100. And what is the slack variable out here? It becomes S2. Okay. Now the third one. The third one is x1 is 0, 0.0, and x2 is 0.1, and S3 is 1. We don't have S1 and S2, so it becomes 0 and 0. And what is the value of S3 out here? The value of basic variable is 30, and what is the slack variable out here is, it is S3. Okay. Now, I have to transfer the value of the objective function also out here. This objective function will be transferred into the Cj out here. So what is my Cj out here? For x1 it is 50, for x2 it is 80, and for s1 it is 0, s2 is 0, and s3 is 0. Okay, so these are the contributions for every x1, x2, s1, and s2 and s3. So the value out here for s1 will be how much again? So value of s1 is 0 out here, so here also s1 will be 0, s2 is 0, and s3 is 0. Okay, now I have finished entering these numbers, and what do I have to do? You have to draw a line across this out here. Okay, you draw a line across this out here. Now you have to find out what we call as ZJ. ZJ is nothing but, if you remember, when we put the objective values, when we put the feasible values out there, what you get is your ZJ. That is the total maximum profit. Okay. So ZJ is nothing but the sum of Cj into the value of all the corresponding, the corresponding columns. Okay. So for example, what will be the summation of this ZJ out here? This will be nothing but 0 into 600 plus 0 into 100 plus 0 into 30. Okay, later on these will have some numbers, then it will become a bit more complex. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just show you the rough work out here. So here it will be nothing but ZJ is nothing but, can you see here? ZJ is nothing but 0 into 600 plus 0 into 100 plus 0 into 30. So whenever you multiply anything by 0, what you have is 0 plus 0 plus 0, which is nothing but 0. So what you have is 0, and similarly in this one also will be, in this column what you will have is 0 into 1.0 plus 0 into 0.2 plus 0 into 0, which is nothing but 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0. Okay, so everything will be 0 out here. Okay, now the next step is we have to subtract this Cj from Zj. The next is what we call as Zj minus Cj. So the value of basic variable, there is no subtraction because there is no number out there. So, but we will be doing for all the x1s and s1s. So 0 minus 50 is how much? Minus 50. 0 minus 80 is how much? Minus 80. 0 minus 0 is 0, 0 and 0. Okay. Now among these numbers, we choose the number having the least value. Okay, so which one is the least among them? Minus 50 or minus 80? If I draw a number line, here, this is 0, 1, 2, 3, and then you have minus 1, minus 2, and so on. So minus 2 and minus 1, which one is least? So if you see, in terms of the least number, minus 2 is lesser than minus 1. Okay, so that's why this minus 80 is the least number. So the number having the least number, and that column is, we mark it and we call it as the key column. Okay, we mark this as the key column. Now once you mark this key column, you take up those values in that particular column and divide it into the basic variable. 600 divided by, in order to find out the ratio. So what is the ratio out here? 600 divided by 1.5 is how much? 600 divided by 1.5. What is the value? It is 400. 100 divided by 0.2, that is equal to 500. 30 divided by 0.1, so it becomes 300. So among these numbers, again we select the least positive number, and we identify that and we call it as the least positive number. So what is the least positive number? The least positive number is 300. So this 300 is called the key row. So this is called the key row. Okay. And the interaction between the key column and the key row is called the key element. So this is the end of first table. Now after this, in the second table, what do I have to do? I have to convert this key element into 1, okay, and convert the elements in that column, in that key column, into 0. So this I have to make it into 0, this also I have to make it into 0. Okay, so how to make this 1? In order to make this 1, what we can do is we can divide a number by itself. Okay, so let's go into the simplex table number 2. Okay, clear? So you start with the table, put in the values, find out the Zj, After that, you find out Zj minus Cj by subtracting from the upper row, and from that select the least number. It does not say least positive number, it says the least number, and that number becomes the key column. And after identifying the key column values, you divide it into the value of basic variable to find the ratios, and among the ratios find out the least positive number. And that least positive number, the interaction, the intersection between the key row and the key column is called the key element, and that has to be converted into 1. Okay, now let's go to the second table. Now, once again, you have to draw the second table. So the second table will be like this again. Draw again the same thing. Right on top, simplex table 2. Draw a line. Then what do you have to do? Cj. Draw again arrow, one on the side and one in the column. Then draw one column. Cross like this and write basic variable, then draw a column again, value of basic variable, then draw a line from top and draw a line across. Then you have x1, x2, S1, S2, S3, and ratio. What are the values out here? 50, 80, 0, 0, and 0. These numbers will not change, okay? Now, my problem was to convert the third row into, this is first row, second row, and the third row, okay? The third row has to be converted into 1, the key element, which was 0.1, okay? So, the equation out here. So, let me write it here. R3 dash. So earlier it is R1, R2, and R3. R1 is row 1, row 2, and row 3. So R3 is nothing but R3 divided by how much? 0.1. Okay. So what is my value out here then? 30 divided by 0.1, which I get 300. x1, 0 divided by 1.01 is nothing but 0 again, and 1.01 divided by 1.01 is 1, and 0 divided by 0.1 is again 0, 0, and the last one is how much? 1 divided by 0.1 is nothing but 10. Okay. Now, the S3, which was 1 earlier, has been changed, and 1 has come to the value of x2. So here we will be writing, instead of S3, we will be writing an S2. And what is the contribution of x2? Is 80. So we write down 80 here. Okay. All right. Now, I have to convert the first row into 0. If you remember, the earlier table is out here. This is my first row. My first row has to be converted into 0. How can I make this 1.5 into 0? I can make this 1.5 into 0 by using the new row out here. Okay. So how do I do that? So what I'll do is, since I have 1 out here, I will multiply by minus 1.5 into this and add into this. So what I'll get is 1.5 minus 1.5 will become a 0. Okay. So how do I write the equation? The equation will be written like this: R1 dash is equal to R3 dash multiplied by minus 1.5. Okay, multiplied by minus 1.5 and add into R1. Okay, R1 is the earlier R1 out here. Okay, this R1 dash is the new R1 dash that I'm going to get out here. Okay, so you have R3 dash multiplied by minus 1.5 plus R1. Okay, so you got to do this equation for, I'll show you here. So R1 dash is nothing but R3 dash into minus 1.5 plus R1. Now you have to do the rough work for these. Okay. Now let me take up the rough work. So let me write the equation again out here on top. The equation is R1 dash, we have R3 dash multiplied by minus 1.5 plus R1. This is the one, right? So equations one by one. The first one, let us take up in this 300. So in this value, it will become 300 into minus 1.5 plus, what is the value of R1 out here? It is 600. Okay, why I'm using minus out here is that if I use a plus, you'll get a minus sign. It cannot be a negative. So you always use a minus sign here, okay? So 1.5 into 300, it becomes 450 minus 450 plus 600. So how much I get? 150. Okay, so I put the value of 150 out here. Similarly, here again, the next equation, 0 into minus 1.5. 0 into minus 1.5 plus, what was the value out here? The value out here was 1. So you put 1.0. So 0 into anything is nothing but 0 and plus 1 is nothing but 1. So here it will remain as 1. Similarly, in this one, you have 1 into minus 1.5, and what was the value out here? The value out here was 1.5. So you put plus 1.5. So how much do you get? Minus 1.5 plus 1.5, which is equal to 0. Okay, so what you'll get is 0. My objective was to get a 0 out here, so I have got it out here. Now for the slack variable, 0 into minus 1.5 and plus, what was the value out here? If you remember, it was slack variable is 1. So you put 1 out here. So this is nothing but 0 into 1.5 is 0 and plus 1 is equal to 1. So here it will be 1. And S2, 0 into minus 1.5 and plus the value out there was 0. So it will remain as 0. So what you get is 0 into 1.5 is 0 plus 0 is equal to 0. So here will be 0. Again here, 10 into minus 1.5 plus 0. How much I'll get? 10 into minus 1.5 is minus 15 and plus 0. Okay, so what you will get is minus 15 out here. So the value is minus 15. Okay. Now, if you see the slack variable earlier that I was having, S1 is equal to 1. So it has not changed. So the value of the basic variable will remain the same. That is S1, and the value of S1 is how much? The value of S1 is nothing but 0 out here. So we will be writing 0 here. Okay. Similarly, we want to do for the second row. And for the second row, what equation we can use? What was the number out here? The number out here was 0.2. So we have to make this into 0. How can we do? Same thing. R3 dash multiplied by minus 0.2. Okay, and add into that particular. So how do we write the equation? We write the equation again out here like this. I'll be writing the second row R2 dash. R2 dash is nothing but R3 dash multiplied by minus 0.2 and plus R2, whatever the value that we were having in the earlier row. Okay, now this equation we got to use. Okay, now let's do the rough work again on this. Okay, let me write down the equation again. The equation is R2 dash is nothing but what I have as R3 dash multiplied by minus 0.2 and plus R2. Okay. Now, let us start from the value of basic variable. So 300 into minus 0.2 plus what was the value out here? The value out here was 100. So 100. So how much do you get? 300 into minus 0.2. 300 into minus 0.2 is how much? 60. So this is nothing but minus 60 and plus 100, which is equal to 40. So the value out here will be 40. Can you see? Okay. The second one is 0 into minus 0.2 and plus, what was the value out here? The value out here was 0.2. So I put this value out here 0.2. So this is nothing but 0 into 0.2 is 0 and plus 0.2 will remain as 0.2. 0.2. Okay. Now the next one is 1 into minus 0.2 and plus here also was 0.2, so it was 0.2. So 1 into 0.2 is minus 0.2 and plus 0.2, it becomes 0. And my objective was to get this 0 out here. Okay. Now the third one is 0 into The third one is 0 into minus 0.2 and it was a 0 out here, so it will be a 0. 0 into minus 0.2 is 0 and plus 0 is 0. Okay, here again 0 into minus 0.2 and plus here was 1. So we put value 1 here. So 0 into anything is 0 plus 1 and here it becomes 1. Now the last one, that is 10 into minus 0.2 and plus 0. So how much you'll get? 10 into 0.2 becomes minus 2. Yeah. Minus 2 plus 0, it becomes minus 2. So, okay. Now, once we have done this, the slack variable S2 remains as 1. So there is no change on the slack variable. So this will become as it is, it will remain as it is, S2, and the value of S2 is 0. Okay, now once we've done this, you have to find out Zj. The same steps again as I've told you earlier. The Zj is nothing but multiplication of this Cj contribution into the value of basic variable as well as the inside part of the problem. So you have 0 into 150 is 0, 0 into 40 is 0. The only numbers are these multiplications. So 80 into 30 is how much? 24,000. 0 into 1, 0 into this 0, and this is also 0, 0, 0, 0, and 80, and 0 and 0 and 0 again, and here also 0 and 0 and 0, and here minus 15 into 0 is 0, minus 2 into 0 is 0, 80 into 10 is 800. Okay, so these are the values that you have, and the last part is Zj minus Cj. Now you subtract from the top row, and how much you get? 0 minus 50 minus 50, 80 minus 80, 80 minus 80, 80 is out here. I think the camera cannot show all. Yeah. Yeah. 80 minus 80 is 0, 0 minus 0 is 0, 0, and 800 minus 0 is 800. So what is the least positive, least number? Least number is 50. So this becomes the key column. And from this key column, find out the ratio. 150 divided by 1 is 150. 40 divided by minus 2 is how much? 40 divided by 0.2 is 200. And 300 divided by 0 is infinity. So among them, the least positive number is 150. So that is the key row. So once you have this key row, you have to convert this into 1. So it's already in 1, and you have to convert the others into 0. Okay, so one more table, and in the next table I just have to convert this into 0 because this is already 0. Okay, so the third simplex table. Okay, is it too complex?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. No, you just need practice and you just need to follow the steps. It is not so difficult. Okay. Now let's go to the third simplex table. The third simplex table goes like this. Okay. Now, as I said, the first row is already into 1, so I don't have to convert it into again 1. Of course, I have to do divide by 1 so that the slack variable is removed. Okay. So in the next table, this will become x1. Okay. Then I have to remove this. So let's go to the simplex table number 3. So as earlier, I write on top out here simplex table 3. Draw a line across, write Cj, draw an arrow, and on the side also, then draw a line down, follow these steps. Okay, then draw another line across. Okay, then write down basic variable and draw another column, value of basic variable, then draw a line across from top, write down x1, second x2, s1, s2, s3, and the last one is ratio, and draw a line across again. Okay. Now let me just draw a few more lines. The top value will remain the same. You don't change this value. 50, 80, 0, 0, 0. Okay. Now the first row is nothing but, again you write down out here, R1 double dash. R1 double dash is nothing but R dash divided by 1. Okay, it is divided by number 1 itself. So the basic variable is 150 divided by 1 is 150, x1 is divided by 1 is 1, x0 divided by 1 is again 0, although it's infinity we write it as 0. Okay, then s1 is 1, which is divided by 1 is 1, 0, minus 15 divided by 1 is minus 15. Okay, now since we have brought this as the unitary value, this will not be considered. So here will be written as x1, and the value of x1 is 50 here. Okay, now I've got my R1. The second row, which is R2 double dash. R2 double dash is nothing but R1 double dash multiplied by, what was the value out here? The value out here is 0.2. So I will multiply by minus 0.2. Okay, minus 0.2 and plus the earlier R2. So here will be R2 dash, the earlier table. Okay, so let me do the rough work again. The rough work is given as, the rough work for the second is R2 double dash is nothing but R1 double dash multiplied by minus 0.2 and plus R2 dash. Okay. Now let us take this equation. So 150 into minus 0.2 plus, what was the value out here? The value out here was, in the earlier second table, it is 40. So you write down plus 40. So how much is the value? 150 into 0.2. How much is it? 150 into 0.2 is, 150 into minus 0.2 is minus 30. Minus 30 plus 40, how much you get? 10. So the value out here is 10. Okay. The second one, 1 into minus 0.2, 1 into minus 0.2 plus, what is the value out here? 0.2. So we put this 0.2 out here. So you get minus 0.2 plus 0.2, which is nothing but 0. And we wanted this 0. And here will be again the next one, 0 into minus 0.2 plus, what is the value out here in the earlier table? In the earlier table, the value is nothing but 0. So we put this value 0. So 0 into minus 0.2 plus 0 is equal to 0. So this one is also equal to 0. Now this one. Yes.
So, excuse me, sir.
Yes.
You move too fast. It's blurry.
Okay. All right, I'll do it slowly. All right. Okay. Now this one is, S1 is 1, because I'm sure the camera is not coming in, that's why. Okay. Now let me fold this up. Yeah, I think this will show. This one is 1 into minus 0.2 plus what was the value out here in the previous table? Let me bring the next table, okay? This is table number 2. The value out here was 0, isn't it? Is it S1 and S2? Yeah, S1. So for S1, the value is 0 out here. So we add this value. So 0. So how much I get? 1 into minus 0.8 is minus 0.2 plus 0 is nothing but minus 0.2. So what I'll get out here is minus 0.2. Okay. Minus 0.2. Am I getting it right? 1 into minus 0.2 plus 1, the value of S1 minus 0.2. Yeah, okay. All right, and the next one is 0 into minus 0.2, and what was the value out here? The value out here S2 was, the S2 value is 1. So I add this value out here, plus 1, which is equal to 0 into minus 0.2 is 0, plus 1, which means 1. So you get 1 out here. Okay. Now the last one is minus 15 into minus 0.2, and the last value is, when you come to the next table, the previous table, I see it is minus 2. So plus 2, plus means plus, within bracket you write down minus 2. Okay. Now your algebra will come in out here. 15 into 2 is how much? 30. Right. We put 0 out here. Get how much? Yeah.
28.
How much is it coming up to? Minus 3.
Minus 32.
Minus 10.
32.
32.
Yes, sir.
Minus 3 plus, here it becomes minus 2, so it becomes minus 5. Right?
No, sir. Minus
How much
plus
is it?
3 minus 2.
Hindi kalau ano tidak 15 into 0.2 is 3. No, it is minus 15.
10 into minus 0.2.
is 3.
This is equal to 3, yeah. Minus and minus becomes plus, right? So it becomes 3.
Plus.
3 and minus 2, it becomes
1.
1. Okay. So what you have is 1 here. Okay. Now the value of S2 has not changed here. Okay. So it will remain as S2. And the value of S2 is 0. Okay. Now the third row you don't have to do anything. It will remain as it is. Because if you see in the third row, this is 0. Okay. So as I've said earlier, you don't have to change anything. So it will remain as it is. That is 80, x2, 300, 0, 0, sorry, 300, 0, and this is 1, and 0, 0, 10. Now you find out ZJ. You can see my value, right? Zj will be how much? 50 into 150. This will be 0 into everything will be, so you can forget this row and this one. 50 into 150 plus 80 into 300. How much? 15 fives are 750 plus 8 threes are 24. So what you have is 31,500, right? Yeah, 31,500. So what you have is 31,500. 50 into 1 is 50, rest are 0. So 50 into 0 is 0, 80 ones are 80. Okay, this one is again 50, and this one is 50 into 0 is 0, 0, and this is 0. Yeah, the last one. 50 into minus 15 is 15 fives are 75, right? 750 minus 750, 0 into 1 is 0, 80 into 100 is 800. So what you have is 50 here. Okay. Now Zj minus Cj. Zj minus Cj, 50 minus 50 is 0, 80 minus 0 is 80, 50 minus 0 is 50, and 0 minus 0 is 0, and 50 minus 0 is 50. Okay. When there is no negative number at the end, means that you have come to the optimum solution. So your optimum solution is the Z value is Z max is 31,500 when X1 produces 150 units and X2 produces 300 units. Okay. So you write down the answer that maximization occurs at x1 is equal to 150 and x2 is equal to 300, and the total profit is Z max, which is equal to 31,500. You found the same answer by using graphic method, isn't it? Remember, when I taught you that you find the maximum profit when x1 is equal to 150 and x2 is equal to 300. So this is how you find the solution. Okay. All right, this is a problem of two variables. When it becomes three variables, it becomes more tougher also. But in real life, what happens is that we don't have any two variable problems. You have problems of multiple variables. So how do you solve these problems then? In order to solve these problems, we use softwares. Okay, and by using softwares, we can solve these problems. We can also use Microsoft Excel to solve this problem, but in that you have to add some more program called add-ons, and there is something called Microsoft Solver. Through this you can also solve it. Okay, then apart from it, there are also free softwares, like there is a software called Tora, which is a very outdated software, which you need to change some of the configurations in your computer. Okay, I can give you this software. I also have another software which works on Windows. This is called Operation Research software. That also can solve these problems. Okay, so for today, what I'll make you do is I'll show you some more videos, and you can have a look on those videos. Try to solve some of the problems. Okay. All right. So you just revise these things. I'll not ask you to do anything else today because this will be a bit heavy for you all. But still, you've got to learn to solve these problems. And if you cannot solve them, because this is one way of learning how to do problems very meticulously. Okay, if you can solve these problems, I think you will be ready for the other problems. And if you find this to be very, very difficult, I think you'll find others also very difficult.
It's busy, sir.
Yeah. So for today, I'll leave you with this and I'll open up the link in the LMS. Please see those YouTube videos and check it out again. I use ZJ minus CJ. Some other teachers will be using CJ minus ZJ. Okay. So that is another method. But finally, it'll come to the same thing. I use the least number, they will use the maximum number. Okay, and the final optimum solution in theirs will be when you have all the negative numbers at the bottom. I find the optimum solution when there is all positive numbers at the bottom. Right? So the methods will change, but the objective remains the same. We will find the same answer. Okay, I hope everyone has given the yesterday's problem. We have submitted in time. Okay. So for today, I'll just leave you like this. Next time, I will not be teaching minimization, but I'll be doing one more problem on this. Okay. So is the system much better? Can you see things much better now?
Yes.
Okay.
Busy, sir.
All right then, we'll wrap it up for today.
Sir,
Yes.
is the department open today?
Yeah, department is open. I'm working from the department.
Sir, can you capture all the problems we solve
Yeah, sure.
and send into the group?
Okay. But I do not record all these things.